Hi everyone. Do you know it's World Storytelling Day today? And the theme for the World Storytelling Day is voyage. Can we take voyage at this time? We can't even go out of home. We're all trapped, no? But I have an idea. You can still go to great voyages if you read. Yeah, the books can help you travel to places long, long, um, to long, long back and to the future and to faraway lands. But you don't like reading. Some of you, right? Just like Ellen. Ellen also did not used to like reading. So let me tell you her story. How her grandpa helped her read. Okay, so the story that I'm going to tell you today on the World Storytelling Day is called The Bee Tree, and it's written by Patricia Polacco. So, once upon a time, long, long time ago, there was this little girl whose name was Ellen. So, one day, Ellen was sitting in a library and she got tired. It's like, Grandpa, I'm tired. I don't want to read anymore. I don't like reading. So, Grandpa said, Oh, you don't want to read anymore? Yes, I don't want to read. I want to go out and play in the garden with my friends. But she could not, like you cannot, but she could. So her grandfather says, Oh, so you don't like reading? So let me take you to the bee tree today. Let's go and find a bee tree. Bee tree? What's a bee tree? So then grandpa tells her that bee tree is the tree where the bees, it's the tree, bees' home, where they make the honey. But we have honey in our home. I don't want more honey. But do you know, Grandpa said that the honey on the bee tree is the sweetest in the world. Let's go and get some honey from the bee tree. And Ellen is excited. She's never been to a bee tree. So would you like to go with me and Grandpa and Ellen to the bee tree? So what did Grandpa do? Do you know? He asked Ellen to bring a jar. So they brought a jar together. So Ellen brought a jar from the kitchen. And Grandpa went outside in the garden where there were lots of flowers. And Grandpa saw there were bees collecting pollen and drinking nectar from these flowers. So he went a little nearby and then he just put the jar there, and the bee was quite curious. What's this little jar? And it slowly slid inside the jar, and then Grandpa closed the lid. And the same way, he collected lots of bees there. And then when he had collected enough, he asked Ellen to see what he's doing. And he opened the jar and he let one bee come out, and this bee sat on the mouth of the jar, and bzzz, it goes flying. And Grandpa asks Ellen, let's run. And they go behind the bee. And as they are running behind the bee, there's this Miss Kovlock. And she's coming. She's taking a walk with her little boy in the pram. And she asks Ellen, Oh, where are you two going? And Ellen says, Oh, we're going to find a bee tree. Oh, bee tree. I've never been to a bee tree since I was a child. I would also like to join you. And there she joins them. So this is this bee bzzz, running. And then there is Grandpa and Ellen and Mrs. Kovlock and a little baby. And there's this goose, honk honk. She wants to go behind them too. And she joins as well. And there, all going behind the bee, running behind the bee, and the bee is bzzz. And then there was this Mr. Richts. He was going on his cycle and he was taking a little, a workout. And he asks them, "Where are you all going?" And he's excited to hear that they're going to find a bee tree. "Oh, I would also like to come along." And he joins them too. And then there's this Mr. Owl. Mr. Owl has 10 goats. Meh, meh, meh. And Mr. Owl wants to join them too. So now this is, do you know who? Grandpa, Ellen, Mrs. Govlog and a little baby, honk honk, the goose, and Mr. Reeds on his cycle, tweedle squeak, tweedle squeak, tweedle squeak, and Mr. Owl with his goats, meh, and all they are running. And as they're running, there are a lot of other people who join them, who also want to see the bee tree, and they all keep running behind the buzzing bee who's going bzzz. And they cross the fields, and they cross the gardens, and they cross the rivers, and the bee is not stopping. And then they're not able to see it anymore. Where's the bee? It has vanished. And then they all look up. Oh, there's the bee, and there's the beehive. It's a big beehive, and they found the bee tree. And everybody jumps for joy. It's the bee tree, our destination. And then Grandpa has an idea how to get the honey now. So he says, "Now let's make some smoke." So they all make some smoke and let the bees fly away and scatter away. And when they're calm, Grandpa puts his hand inside the beehive and takes out the honey. They collect it and they go back home. And then they have a party. They have cookies and tea and honey toast, and they all sing songs and enjoy a lot. And then when the party is over, Grandpa calls Ellen aside, and I will read to you what he says to her. See here. Yeah. And he says, "Now, child, I'm going to show you what my father showed me and his father before him." He spoons the honey onto the cover of one of her books. "Taste," he said almost in a whisper. Mary Ellen savored the honey on her book. "There is such sweetness inside of that book too," he said thoughtfully. "Such things, adventures, knowledge, and wisdom. But these things do not come easily. You have to pursue them, just like we ran after the bees to find their tree. So you must also chase these things through the pages of a book." Then he smiled and hugged her. From that day on, Mary Ellen never again complained about her reading. She found it to be every bit as exciting as a wild chase through the Michigan countryside, and as sweet as the honey from a bee tree. There's Mary Ellen reading. And you too can read and go on to a voyage to so many different places and to so many different adventures and enjoy when you can't go out and play. Would you? Let's all do. Thank you.